Hi, today we're on lesson 18, adding and subtracting rational numbers. So for part 1, we'll do all the odd numbers, 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. For part 2, we'll do 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. For part 3, we'll do questions number 1 and 2. So let's start. So number 1. -1/2 plus 3/4. Well, to solve this equation, the denominator has to be like terms. So to make them like terms, we gotta find the GCF. We gotta find the LCF, the lowest common factor. 2 times 2 is 4, so we could just multiply 2 to top and bottom. -2/4 plus 3/4 equals 1/4. That's our answer. Number 3, -3.2 plus -1.4. We substitute the addition sign. Negative times a positive is still a negative, so it's going to be -3.2 minus 1.4, which is 4.6, -4.6. Moving on to number 5. -7/4 plus 3/4. So 7/4 plus 3/4. Conveniently, we have the same denominator, so we don't have to find the lowest common factor and multiply it. We can just add and subtract right away. So -7 plus 3/4. Add 3/4 to -7, which is going to be -4/4, which is -1. Number 7. -2.75 minus 1.25. -2.75 minus 1.25. 0, 1, 0.4. We get -4. So as we have progressed to number 7, you might have noticed how when we subtract into a negative number, the negative value, the absolute value increases. When we add into a negative number, the absolute value, the value of the digit decreases. This is because past 0 over here in the negatives, just need to apply whatever you knew towards the positive the opposite way. So for example, if you subtracted to a positive number, if you subtracted, like for example by 1, it would go down. The value would decrease. However, in the negative side, if the value was -2 and you subtract it by 1, you get -3. So the number itself, it looks like it's increasing. However, it's not, because in the negative line, the bigger the negative number is, the smaller the value of the digit is. So one thing I do is when I'm subtracting into a negative, I just add the two numbers and put the negative sign in the front. When I'm adding a positive number into a negative number, I subtract. Just you need to understand the value of negatives and be able to apply the rules of positive in an opposite way. So moving on, number 9. -1.6 plus 0.9. This can be easy for missing. This can easily be missed, but this is 0.9, often expressed as just 0.9. So negative 1.6 plus 0.9. Well, we're adding into a negative number, so gotta subtract, which is 0.7. Okay, nice. Moving on to part 2, number 1. Start at -3 and add 5. Since we can draw a number line for greater understanding. 0, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So start at -3. So we're here, -3, and add 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got 2. Start at -1.5. So -1.5 is here. Add -2. So this just means 2. -2. So go to the left by 2. 1, 2. We get -3.5. Number 5, which is greater. So you can use the number line at times. If you want, it can make the problem more visually easier to understand. Number 5, which is greater? -2.4 plus 1.1 or -0.9 plus 0.2. So let's add. -2.4 plus 1.1 is going to be -1.3, or -0.9 plus 0.2 is going to be -0.7. Well, the -0.7 is -1.1, which is greater. The greater as in -1.3 has a greater absolute value. However, if we're looking at the number itself, -0.7 is much higher up, closer to 0. So it's a much more positive. It's more positive than -1.3, so it's more higher number. So it depends on which greater you're looking at. Find the sum of two negatives whose absolute values are 3 and 5. So the two negative absolute values are 3 and 5. So they can be negative, so it has to be -3 and -5. Since the absolute value of -3 is 3, the absolute value of -5 is 5. So they share the same absolute values, and it's the sum of two negatives. So it has to be these two numbers, which equals -8. True or false? Adding a negative always decreases the value. True. If I were to give some examples, 1 versus -1. -1 is here, 1 is here. If the number is more towards the right, the value is greater. The more the number is towards the left, the value is smaller. 1 is greater than -1. Explain why -4 plus 4 equals 0. Well, this expression is the same as 4 minus 4 equals 0. It's just the number, it came up here in the front. A -4 plus a +4. 4 minus 4 is 0. The opposite two numbers, if you sum them up together, you get a 0. Part 3. Number 1. A temperature drops from -2 by 4.5 degrees. What is the new temperature? So from -2, it drops by -4. It drops by 4.5 degrees. So the drop from -2, it drops by 4.5. The new temperature is -6.5 degrees Celsius. Number 2. Bank account balance is -$35. A withdrawal of 12.50 is made. What is the new balance? A withdrawal of money is you took money out of your bank account. So it's a minus. So -35 minus 12.50, you get -47.50. So the new balance is -$47.50. There you go. So that's it for today. Today we just added and subtracted negative and positive numbers. There wasn't quite much anything special today. We tried using number lines to create a visual of what was happening and to own greater understanding of analyzing word problems. So thank you.